So Venus is the last planet terrestrial planet that we need to talk about in this chapter. So again, Venus and the Earth are very similar sizes, maybe similar cooling rates. So we would expect Venus to be geologically active. And I'm going to talk about its activity coming up. It's a little bit different than the Earth's tectonics. One thing about Venus is with regard to its magnetosphere that the Earth has, because the Earth has liquid in its core, around its core, and so probably does Venus. Venus doesn't generally have the magnetosphere like the Earth does. And it's thought, this is one thing I think I remember back when, is actually Venus, it rotates like upside down, which isn't why it doesn't have a magnetic field, but it also rotates kind of painfully slow. So it doesn't have the rotational speed to create a magnetic field. So it is geologically active, though. It's got some ooey-gooiness to it. It does not have the craters, as many craters as we definitely see on Mercury. Mercury's really pocked, like the moon is very pocked. And the fact that it doesn't have craters suggests that it has resurfaced itself with some sort of liquid mantle, so some sort of tectonics going on. So related to tectonics, we do see, and I'm thinking these are dormant right now, but we do see, topographically speaking, dormant volcanoes features on Venus. Now, the deal about Venus is it is shrouded in clouds, and we're going to talk a little bit about its clouds. If you were to, the feature about Venus when you just look at it is you can't see the surface. So actually this, in 2014, made it to my test, this question that basically how do we see, how can we map? We have mapped the surface of Venus without being able to actually see through its clouds. And the answer is basically sending having satellites orbit the planet and via radar basically send a signal down and look for the echo radar to get the topography. So they're dormant volcanoes. They're kind of these breaks that looks like they could be related to some sort of tectonic activity below. Now, there has been, I believe, only one, and it was Soviet Union actually landed a spacecraft on the surface of Venus. The problem with the surface of Venus is it's brutal. It's very hot, and it's very intense pressure-wise. So you can kind of see the little foot of the spacecraft and see kind of the terrain. Okay. So with regard to Venus and its volcanoes and its kind of fractures, we think that it's geologically active, but it might do this kind of interesting thing where basically it builds up its heat. It doesn't, let its heat out, but all at once, basically, the crust melts, okay, and then re-solidifies.